Hi Pisces, welcome to your June 2018 tarot reading. As you can see in front of us, we have a Celtic cross spread going. Now normally that's 10 cards, but you did have 2 extra cards, 1 extra in the environment and 1 extra in the outcome. And we also pulled an oracle card for you, so let's get started. The overall underlying theme we have here is 10 of Pentacles, so that at least leads to thinking that this could be about finances primarily, but it could also just be about stability, family, foundations. That's some of the themes covered by the 10 of Pentacles. You have a lot of pentacles in the spread though, so something tells me this has to do with finances, but it's not going to be that for everyone, so we'll go through the cards one by one. In the first position, we have 2 of Cups. So this is a Cancer energy, the first 10 degrees of Cancer actually, so this could just be talking about whatever this is going to start really kicking in high gear towards the end of this month, because that's when we'll be in the first 10 degrees of Cancer. Could obviously also be pointing to the start of a new relationship. That's certainly something that could be indicated by this card. It's just that I don't see a whole lot of other relationship vibe cards in the spread, but for some of you it certainly can be the case that there's a new offer of a relationship coming through in the near future. The challenge or obstacle to that is the Knight of Pentacles. This is actually my Virgo card as far as the court cards for the Pentacles go. So it could be that you're dealing with a Virgo. It could also be that you want a relationship, but you feel like it's taking too long to get off the ground, because as you could see, this Knight looks like it's a rather slow-moving Knight. Doesn't look like he's in any big hurry, right? So it could be that that's the biggest obstacle, is that you do want to start a relationship, but for whatever reason, it seems to be taking longer to get off the ground than you expected. Now in the foundation, we have the 8 of Pentacles. This is actually another Virgo card, but it could just be saying that you're focused on work right now, which could be the case. And that could also explain if you're trying to start a relationship. Maybe what's hindering that to an extent is maybe you or the other person are focused more on work right now. And if that's the case, it's only a 1-month reading. It might not be that way forever, so you don't have to panic. In the past position, we have 2 of Pentacles. So this is another Pentacle card that we see. It's in the past though, so 2 of Pentacles. You might have been juggling finances. Finances might have been a little bit tighter for you in the past, because some of the other cards I see here lead me to believe that you're doing better now. So it could have just been maybe money was tight for you a bit, which obviously something like that can hinder a relationship. If you feel like you're too stressed about money, you might put love on the back burner, or if the person that you're interested in had similar financial struggles, they might have love on the back burner. Even if you're in a committed relationship and you're both kind of dealing with financial issues, that could put romance to the side temporarily as well. So let's see. In the present position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yet again, like I said, more Pentacles energy. This is typically my Capricorn card, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn. I could also just be saying that you're focused on finances very much as in the way a Capricorn would be. You're totally focused on your money, pushing forward with that. It could even point to the fact that Saturn is in Capricorn right now. That's your 11th house. So if that's the case, this could be potential issues that you have going with friends right now. Maybe your friendships are strained a little bit because of finances. In the position of the near future, you have 9 of Wands. So this leads me to believe that your guard is up. Again, it could be because of financial blockages. Pentacles don't even have to strictly just be finances either. It could just be matters of trying to stabilize your surroundings, just get more stability in your life, and maybe there are some challenges to that right now, so you're trying to focus on that. And anything Other than that, it's kind of taking you off your path, so you just have your guard up about anything else coming your way, or you might feel like you're stuck in that energy. But this is also a card of good strength, so most likely you'll be able to overcome whatever issues you're dealing with. Now, in the position of your influence over the situation, you have the Strength card. That's a great card to have. This is another one going on with that Nine of Wands that says that you will persevere with whatever these issues are. It does say that you'll be able to tame yourself in a good way. The North Node is also, well, this is a Leo card, I should point out, and the North Node is in Leo right now. So right now that's transiting your 6th house, so this could definitely be related to work. If this is a work issue, then chances are that you're going to overcome that in the near future. In the position of the environment, we have 2 cards here that are a bit challenging. You have the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. So the 8 of Swords could be that you're just stuck in your mind. Obviously, you see she has blindfolds and her arms are tied up, and it's almost like the swords are surrounding her. She feels unable to move. I mean, to the outsiders, we could clearly see that she could move and get out of that quite easily, but to her, she feels like she's trapped. And then we have this card here, the 10 of Rods or Wands. So this is another card of feeling burdened. You could also see his path isn't necessarily clear. He has all of those wands in front of him, and he's just pushing forward anyway. So you could just be feeling trapped and burdened by your environment right now. You might be seeking more freedom, but the everyday tasks that you're dealing with just have you a bit bogged down. But again, with the Strength card, 9 of Wands here, you most likely will overcome it regardless. In your hopes or fears position, you have the 5 of Cups, and I'm gonna assume that this is a fear of yours. So you fear being disappointed. Maybe that's what's going on here. You feel like you're putting in a lot of work right now, and you don't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel just yet. So you're feeling a little bit dejected. If it is a relationship, same thing. It could be that you feel you're putting in a lot of tangible effort into the relationship and it's not really getting off the ground at the speed you would like. With this being the environment cards here, the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, it could be that the person you're dealing with feels that way and it's not you that necessarily feels that way or them making you feel that way. It could be that they're the ones that feel stuck right now and burdened. So it could just feel like there's a lot of trapped energy right now. And then in your outcome cards, we have the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So these are 2 Libra cards. You could be dealing with a Libra at the most basic sense. But what I'm getting here is, yes, you might go through some heartbreak, but the fact that the 4 of Swords is right behind it tells me it'll be short-lived. Which makes sense if we think about the fact that you have the Strength card here, you have the 9 of Wands, you have the 10 of Pentacles there. So yes, if there is some kind of heartbreak, it should be short-lived. Could even be saying that you're healing from a heartbreak that you're feeling right now. So maybe the tide will turn and things will move forward. You just can't necessarily see it right now. That's certainly a possibility. So now let's take a look at your Oracle card. Your card is the Tribe, and that's number 8 in this deck. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. What I like to do with this deck is actually just read the messages from the book because they're very thorough, and I think that they cover just about every scenario, so I think they'll be helpful for you. Let me grab that book and we'll read the message together. All right, it says essential meanings: community, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. For the Oracle's message, it says, this card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our tribes, families, and communities. In a tribe, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Membership in a group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the tribe, your presence is needed. So, with that message in mind, and there are more to go through, but let me just go back to the reading very quickly. With that message in mind, it could even be that you're seeking something that fulfills you more emotionally, even if it is at the career level, but you feel like you're just bogged down in the everyday work environment. Maybe your typical 9 to 5, and maybe it's paying the bills with the 10 of Pentacles there and Queen of Pentacles, but you're just seeking something that fulfills you more on an emotional level. So that could be what that's talking about there. All right, next we have a relationship message. So if this resonates with you more on a one-to-one relationship level, this message might help you put the pieces together there. It says you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other person follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. So that also makes sense, meaning that if you're in the early stages, maybe you guys just aren't on the same page right now, and that would also tie in with maybe one of you is more focused on work while the other is looking for that Two of Cups, more romantic attachment right now, and that would play in with the Five of Cups there, feeling disappointed. And the three of Swords leading to the Four of Swords, it could mean that it's as simple as you communicating, hey, I kind of want to see you more, or sorry, I've been so focused on work, whichever role you're in, and that could heal things between the two of you, which is where that Four of Swords would come into play. So it could be a short-lived issue. It's not necessarily a doom and gloom type scenario if this is a relationship reading for you. All right, and lastly, we have a prosperity message with all of the pentacles out here. It's certainly going to resonate, at least for some of you, that it is a job-related thing. So it says, whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute, rather than what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it is a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. There is also another meaning of this card to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have purpose. So that's another good message there as well. And I mean, you can kind of see, yes, there is some different energies with the pentacles playing out, but that could be it as well. Maybe you're trying to do too much, or you feel like you're not doing enough, so you feel like you're on guard. You feel like, oh, am I contributing? Am I not contributing? You feel like the environment around you is a burden. If that's the case, then say, all right, well, maybe someone else could chip in more, and I could step into another area to help out. Something along those lines. Communication. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles there as your underlying energy. So I just feel like whatever's going on here, between what we see in the spread and what the Oracle card has to say, communicating it and also just trying to take a little time to look at it and see where you might best fit in, what's needed, what's not, so you're not both, overlapping each other, doing the same things. And also, like they said, sometimes you have to lead, sometimes you have to follow. So keep that in mind. Let's see if there are any other messages. Oh, I think that's about it. So I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.